I'm not sure who I'm making this video for. I'm not sure if this is for, third-party viewers in other countries who have no skin in the game. I'm not sure if this is for me. I'm not sure if this is for my friends who don't know what to say to me. I'm not sure if this is for people who don't believe what's going on or believe that it's justified. And for that purpose, I couldn't really figure out, do I want to look nice and presentable for this video? Or do I want to show my true face right now? On one hand, I want the world to see what we look like, what we're feeling. And on the other hand, I don't want to give Hamas the justification of seeing how many people they've broken. Not that they've broken us. We are a fighting people. We will not be broken. But we will never be the same. I'm not in Israel right now. But almost every single person that I love most in this world is. And a month and a half ago I was, although that does not bother me nearly as much. You see, the thing about us, or me, is that your entire life you learn that Israel exists for a reason. And deep down in your heart, you say, if anything were to happen, I would fight. I would do something. I would be there. I would help. I would give all of myself. Not just for this land, but for the people it protects. And for the values that it represents. For the safe haven that it is for Jews and also for any human rights in the Middle East. Barring some, but and I'm sure that there are thousands, if not more, of Israeli Jews, or not Jews, just Israelis, because we travel a lot, especially, in our 20s, who are not in Israel right now, who are not foot soldiers in the army and have not been flown back to Israel to fight, who don't have an easy way to get back home, and who don't know if they should, but who want to. Do you let Hamas take over your life and leave situations that you've waited so long to achieve, to reach? Do you go on 24-hour flight trips, country hopping, stopovers, just so you can hug the people that you love? Will they even let your flights land? Although now it seems like they would. Thank God. I don't know what I'm hoping to achieve with this, but I have felt so many mixed emotions, and not one single one of them is relief that I'm not there. Maybe this is for all of the other people who are feeling everything, but then we feel like fraudulent Israelis and fraudulent Jews. We went to the army, we did what we could, and we said if anything ever happens, we'll be here. But then we took a trip, and now we're not there. And all we are is thankful, if not mourning, that somehow, even though we weren't there to help, even though we weren't there to do anything, our families are physically safe right now. God bless. My 5-year-old niece mentioned to my older sister the other day, her mom. Her preschool teacher called her and asked, how is she doing? And my sister said she's okay. And then my niece chimed in and said, but I'm not okay. I'm worried a terrorist will come to our house. And that same day I saw a post from my sister that the same niece, heard a song basically saying that, Am Yisrael lo mefached, the Hebrew people, the Jews, we are not scared, essentially a song of strength. We are strong, we will fight, we're not afraid, God is with us, we can do this, basically is the song. And this tiny 5-year-old has more strength than she should ever need to have in any lifetime. And she's 5. This 5-year-old's cousins were a few kilometers away from some of the most horrific. I cannot conceive to myself a world in which the perpetrators of the atrocities that we've seen are human in any level. The best I can give them is some type of demon. I'm not there, and I'm thankful and relieved that I'm still in contact with everyone that I love. But there are images in my head that I wish would go away. Images that I've either seen or that my brain is making me see. And I'm sure that everyone in my position knows what I'm talking about when they say that we just want to be there and we just want to do something. And it's almost like we feel obligated to see every horrific picture that comes out and every heartbreaking video, because it's almost like if we were there, we wouldn't. If we were there, the best thing we could do is be strong and protect our families, but we can't protect our families right now. We're not there. And the only thing that we can do is look at those videos and share them and post them. And in some type of sad way, maybe traumatize people to see just, an image from far away. But this is happening. And I'm sorry if that traumatizes you, but it's nothing. I promise you, what you're seeing and what you're feeling is nothing. You cannot compute the pain that we are in. And I hope that I will never understand the pain that some of my people are feeling, because as much as we think we're feeling, we are all one nation. They are our brothers and our sisters. I don't think the human body can contain the pain caused by knowing that someone you love was at the receiving end of those horrors. I hope I never, ever, ever know this. There are so many things I wanted to touch on. There was a video of a father who was talking about his relief and joy upon learning that his 5-year-old daughter was found dead and not captured. Because another recent video came out of someone caught, a Hamas terrorist that was caught and questioned. And when they asked him, what were you planning on doing with all of these captured people? They said, dirty them, rape them. And they said, and the kids and the babies, what about the kids and the babies? And they said, rape them. I don't know what type of sick human filth you need to be. I don't consider them human. They're demons in my eyes. You need to be to see and hear all of that, to be so sociopathic that you're not even putting images in your head to see what they're actually talking about. How you're able to emotionally distance yourself enough from the words being spoken, from the images that you see, from the stories you're hearing, to say this is nuanced. Then I can say that you are, to some degree, Hitler-esque, Nazi-esque, worse. I don't know about that, but so many of the same people that I've seen online that are the most outspoken, fuck Nazis, never again, anti-Semitism is disgusting, human activists, well-intentioning people, well-meaning people who I've spoken to about the nuance of understanding the mentality behind being a bystander. And they say, no, I would never, ever, I see evil and I call it for what it is. No, you don't. Not when it's hard and not when it's a difficult choice for you to make. You think that it was just people who were born evil back then who saw what was going on and said, yeah, no, I'm down with this. It's that naivete. It's that, what's the word? Thinking you're better than everyone else, holier than thou sentiment that makes you think that you know anything about what's going on right now. I'm trying to be kind and understanding. There is no kind and understanding when you see a stroller with a blood stain where the baby's head was. These are images that you will see and say, that's far away, it's nuanced. I will never, ever stop seeing that image, ever. And every time I see a baby, every time I see someone I love, and hopefully one day when I hold my own children, it'll be fine. And then once in a while, I will blink my eyes and see the images that I have been seeing for the past few days. And you will forget about it. And just because I'm not physically there, and just because everyone else watching who's just like me, just because you're not physically there, does not mean that you're not traumatized. Does not mean that the survivor's guilt will not eat at us forever. The guilt of not being there, of not helping, of not contributing. It will forever be a shame for me, even though it was out of my control, that I am not in Israel during this time. And when my kids ask me what was I doing, I will say I was sitting comfortably in my room in Korea. Had I known, I wouldn't have gone. But it doesn't matter because I was there, and all I could do was post a video, hoping that it will make someone feel seen, feel legitimized, feel better, feel camaraderie, feel shame, reevaluate their positions, wake up. I'm going to be completely honest. I am definitely in a disassociated or dysregulated state right now. It took me, I don't know what, 2 minutes just to get a word out of my mouth. You know, I feel like I'm holding my breath. I am this shell of a person, and the only minute I will be able to exhale is when this is done. And I know everyone that I personally care for and love are safe. And the question isn't if I will be mourning someone, it is praying selfishly that they will be distant enough that I will be able to live with it and get by and not lose myself completely. These are the thoughts that every single person who is invested in this, who has family in that country, or who has camaraderie with that country, who is Israeli, who is Jewish, who has empathy, I guess. These are what we're thinking all the time. I have people who love me here, and they're trying their very best to console me. And they'll force me to come eat, and they'll ask me how I'm doing. And I feel like a fool for even falling apart because I'm not there, and I don't deserve this type of help. But they will, and I can try to explain to them the news and how it keeps getting worse. And I'll even mention, certain things that I saw. And you can see that they're very, oh no, and they sympathize and they're the best, but you can sense the lack of the depth of sorrow that they are simply, and this isn't a bad thing, this is an amazing thing for them. But even when I tell people about it, and I see that they're sad for me and they're doing their best, and that's the best you can do, but there is a depth to the sorrow that you're not capable of understanding unless this is happening to the people that you love, near the people you love, around the people you love. It just feels like hollow. And I love that people care, but there's a hollowness that they'll never be able to fill in that type of, in their words and support and their glances. And it's, again, keep on doing it. It means something. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Maybe someone will resonate with this. Someone else who's overseas and feels this mix of emotions, guilt, that people are even asking me how I'm doing. Like, why are you asking me? I'm safe. I'm in the, luxurious city of Seoul, and I'm not helping. I'm not going to the reserves, and I'm not collecting food, and I'm not, sitting with people, helping them process their grief. The only thing that I can do right now is work so that my coworkers in Israel feel supported. And so they know that as long as we're reliable, our external, our international coworkers will see us as reliable and keep sending us work so that they'll have a way to feed their families when this is all done. And posting a video and sitting comfortably at my desk and working feels just as hollow. And maybe I'm not the only one who feels that way. I think it's fair to say that we're all experiencing an intense trauma, even if it's nothing even close to what others in this situation will be dealing with for the rest of their lives. And I think that if I were talking to someone else in my position and not to myself, I would say that it's legitimate and that it's fair and that you're not alone and that you deserve your trauma, which is a weird thing to say. Again, I don't know what my point is with this, and I definitely have been rambling. Time has kind of become a weird concept for me. The only reason I know what day it is because I have a friend who reminds me every day. I don't think I'll come back to Earth, basically, until I know that I can breathe freely again, knowing that my family is safe, every single one of them. So, if you're not in my position, hug your family. As long as you're holding them, there's one body between you and anyone who comes, and you can make sure that they're safe. So wherever you are, hug your tiny children and protect them. And more than anything, don't let this become a worldwide phenomenon. The people who did this to us are not innocent Palestinians. Maybe they were 15 years ago, but they're not humans anymore. And this is what Hamas does, and this is what ISIS does, which, by the way, Hamas is ISIS. They even found an ISIS flag. And they won't stop with Israel. And Israel is strong. And while I am not a Netanyahu fan, he said something that resonated. That we are a country of lions. We are hurt, but we are strong. And now we're going to fight back. And when that starts happening, and it already has, just be thankful that we're doing this for you. Because Israel is only the first stop. Hold your kids tight and thank us for being the sin eaters, for doing the extremely painful things that need to be done to make sure that our families are safe, or as safe as they can be, and to make sure that ISIS does not conquer another democracy, to make sure that Hamas doesn't ruin the lives of millions and millions of more people, and to make sure that they don't see this win as an opportunity to expand their reach. Because they are not as stupid as we thought they were. They are smarter now. They've been trained. They have intel. They're everywhere. Make sure that they stay hidden and that they do not feel emboldened to rise and to make a point anywhere else. Hold your children and keep them safe. For all of the people who couldn't. And then extend that grace to all of the babies who have no parents now, who are alone, and the ones who unfortunately are no longer with us, and I hope that their souls are in peace. And I hope that this never happens again. And how about this time you don't forget? Because you did last time.